go.
Go ahead, we're live. We're live.
Good morning, everybody. It's 11 o'clock a.m. on December 10th, 2020, and you're at the Coastal Permit Administrator meeting. And my name is Brent Schultz. I'm Coastal Permit Administrator, and I'd like to call the meeting to order. Number one on the agenda. Number two, Jim, do we have determination noticing?
Yes, legal notice has been determined.
Thank you, Jim. Now let's move to the regular agenda. We have one item on the agenda, Coastal Development Permit 2018-0011. The owner is Williamstown Friendly Village, applicant Brian Temple, and it's a request for standard coastal development permit for geotechnical soil support to the northwest corner foundation of an existing residence. And that purpose of this is to reinforce the structural integrity of existing residents as well as fulfill conditions of an emergency permit EM 2017-0007 issued to the applicant in November of 2017. The location of this coastal development permit is 9350 North Highway 1 in Mendocino, California, and environmental determination is mitigated negative declaration. Supervisor District 5, which is Supervisor Williams, and then the staff planner on this is Mark Kleiser. What I'd like to do is, as we go through this first coastal development permit, our only item today, is Mark will take us through and do a brief overview of his report and his recommendation. I'll then ask the applicant if they want to add anything to that. Then we're going to go to public comment. Then after that, it's back to the Coastal Permit Administrator for a decision on the matter. So if you could take us away, Mark, and walk us through the project.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Mark Kleiser, Planner 2 and Planner for this project. As stated earlier, this is a coastal development permit for soil support to the northwest corner of the foundation of an existing residence located on a bluff top. This item has been continued from the October 22nd hearing. A memo at that time that outlined conditions of approval was presented to the applicant requesting changes to the existing approval at that time. The applicant, however, asked that the hearing be continued to a date certain so further discussions could take place on those conditions. Staff has been in communication with the applicant and changes outlined in the memo have been slightly altered. I'd like to go over all those right now. Some of these changes have not been altered. I'll address those as well. In the local coastal program consistency, item number 7 should read the project was not referred to the California Historical Resource Information Center, and I've redlined no comments were received. Standard condition, the discovery clause is in this project. And moving to the conditions of approval, on page 9, condition 12 has been changed. Item B now reads, an analysis of the conditions under which the stabilization structure would become exposed due to new landslides seaward of the structure and ongoing bluff erosion will be one of the items required for an analysis. Item D, a discussion of any measures needed to minimize damage and impacts to surrounding areas. That's been changed and updated. And we have added that the required maintenance plan shall be submitted to Mendocino County Department of Planning and Building Services, and that a modification to CDP 2018-11 may be required to implement future maintenance activities and mitigation measures identified in the plan. Item F for number 12 has been removed. Item number 17, when the residence is relocated or removed, then the residential stabilization structure previously authorized shall also be removed, and we've added to the extent feasible. Future removal of any structures shall require a separate coastal development permit. Item 19 has been struck and has been combined with item 20. So it now reads, The property owner shall regularly monitor the residential stabilization structure for A, damage that could adversely impact the performance of the structure, B, for evidence of undermining, and C, exposure of the residential stabilization structure. The frequency of monitoring shall be conducted every 5 years and after owner knowledge of landslides, slope failures, or other events that could adversely impact the future performance of this structure. Monitoring shall be conducted by a qualified geologist or geotechnical engineer and shall be submitted to Mendocino County Department of Planning and Building Services every 5 years by June 15th. In the instance of an event that could adversely impact the future performance of the structure, monitoring shall be submitted to PBS by the following June 15th. Should any corrective actions be recommended as a result of a monitoring report, a timeline within which said corrective actions will be taken shall be delivered to Planning and Building Services within 60 days. Reports outlining corrective actions shall be completed by a qualified professional, and should the submitted analysis determine that additional work is required to maintain stability and/or structural integrity and avoidance of early exposure of the structure, the applicant shall file a coastal development permit within 90 days of the completed analysis to address the additional work required. And those are the changes we have made.
And what's your recommendation?
We recommend approval of the project with conditions. Yes, with those conditions.
With those conditions, and that's, if I could clarify, Mark, is that from your December 10th memo?
That is an abbreviated version of the December 10th memo.
Okay.
Some of those items have been altered slightly.
Thank you. And then if there's one thing before we continue, the next I'll ask the applicant if they have anything else they want to add to that. I just want to straighten out though. I noticed that in the agenda, it says the owner is Williamstown Friendly Village, and then the staff report says Williamstone. What's the correct owner?
Oh, it should be Williamstown.
Williamstown. Okay.
Yes.
If that can be corrected on your report. Williamstown.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. With that, let's go to the applicant. If they are here, Brian Temple. Jim, is he there?
He is here.
Okay, great. Hello, Mr. Temple. This is Brent Schultz, Coastal Permit Administrator. Would you like to add anything to Mr. Kleiser's presentation on this project, this coastal development permit?
No, it all sounds fine with me.
Okay, great. And you, I just would like to ask Mr. Temple, you concur with the conditions of approval as outlined in the report and as amended by the December 10th, 2020 memo from Mr. Kleiser?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, next up, let's open it up for public comment. Jim, do we have any public comment, or anybody like to speak on this matter?
I don't have any, but I do have Mr. Lamport on the screen. He was one of my he is one of the applicants or the agents.
Oh, he's with the owner, the
Yes,
property owner?
yeah.
Okay. Mr. Lamport, would you like to speak about on this matter?
No, I don't have anything to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Lamport.
We also have Amy Wynn and Tara Jackson
Okay,
called in.
called in. All
Yes.
right. Would Miss Wynn or Miss Jackson, did you want to add anything to the discussion at this point from the applicant owner?
This is Tara Jackson, agent for the applicant, and I just want to say thank you very much to Mark and to Planning and Building Services for working so diligently with us, as we did a lot of coordination to work out these conditions of approval, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Jackson. And Miss Wynn, did you want to say anything?
Nothing from me. I really appreciate watching the process and thank you for everybody's hard work.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Wynn. All right, is there anybody from the public that would like to speak about this matter? Jim, do we have any
I
public
didn't get any
comment?
public comments into the.
Okay, if there's no public comment, then I will close the public comment, and it's back to me, the Coastal Permit Administrator, and I concur with staff's recommendation. I approve Coastal Development Permit 2018-0011, and I this decision can be appealed, correct? Is it 10 days to, can you read that off so everybody knows publicly that process?
1 second here.
It's usually at the end of the conditions.
I apologize, I don't have that readily available.
Oh, you didn't include it with it? Well, here, let's just read it.
It's on the back of the agenda.
Persons who are dissatisfied with the decision of coastal permit administrator may appeal this action to the Board of Supervisors. An appeal must be made in writing along with applicable fees to the clerk of the board within 10 days of the coastal permit administrator's decision. An appeal issue would be placed on the next available supervisor's agenda for consideration, and the appellant will be notified of the time and date of that meeting. Appeals of the Board of Supervisors do not necessarily guarantee that the coastal permit administrator's decision will be overturned. In some cases, the Board of Supervisors may not have the legal authority to overturn the decision of the administrator. So just want to let everybody know that. And with that, that concludes this item. It's approved. And let's move on to the next area, Jim. And best wishes on that project. I hope it stabilizes that slope well for the property. Next
Thank
is...
you.
Take care, everyone. Item number 4 is matters from staff. Do you have any matters from staff?
I don't have any.
Gentlemen, nothing? Thank you. Item 5, do we have any matters from the public?
I've received no correspondence.
No matters from the public? All right. Well, let's go to adjournment, and it is, we'll adjourn the meeting at 11:12 a.m. Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Everybody have a great day. So findings weren't changed, right?